My document is Inter Mirifica, or Among the Miraculous, which discusses the media. My document was published in 1963, which was during the time period of Vatican II. There was a necessity for this document because other encyclicals had been published on the topic of media, but were out of date. These encyclicals gave an approach of protection and censorship. Media was seen as the root of all evil. They told good Christians to pledge against it instead of educating them on how to use the media properly. Inter Mirifica was written by Pope Paul VI. He is very significant because he is the first pope to use the term media education and to introduce it, saying that the first steps of this come from the family. This encyclical is very important because it shows the Church's shift to appreciation for media as a whole. The Church begins to see it as an art form. The Church recognizes that bad things come along with the media, but the media as a whole is not bad. The Church needs to be able to discuss media and not be against it. By introducing media education, the Church can discuss the best types of media and how to use it. The media must be used to strengthen the Church. An important part of the encyclical calls the bishops to use media as part of their teaching responsibility and calls the laity to help Catholic media and contribute ideas. The laity seeks to guide the Church in media education. An important point is how to use media to spread the faith. When used right, media can be a great thing to promote God and health, but if it is used wrong, it can be very destructive. The Catholic Church is responsible to show people God's good news through the media. Pastors are responsible for educating their church, and parents are responsible for sharing with their families. Especially since the public opinion is so important in today's culture, we must use the media to spread the public opinion. The youth, especially with social media so big, must use it for good and have guidance from family and teachers on how to pass good judgment. Parents must also supervise their children with the media in the intent of their child to grow in God. The youth must use media in apostolic efforts, and priests and laity must encourage this. The press and the media should be full of good and faithful Catholics also. Another point made is, what are we to do with evil media that is against our faith? If moral evil is portrayed through the social communications, it should be used as an example to show moral good. We all must use the media to view things in moral goodness, and if we can't avoid media with evil, we shouldn't criticize it, but rather encourage viewing of good moral examples. A main thing that is promoted in this encyclical is media education. To use the media properly, we must understand morality and the consequences of rejecting it in the media. We must look at media with a good moral reasoning so we don't question the ethics taught to us. We can do this by looking up true and respectful news for a good outlook on society. To have right media education, priests and laymen and all Catholics who have the right tools for proper media education should be appointed. Also, better schools with best training programs possible should be a priority. More programs should be available to teach all ages. With all this, national offices are put in place to be in charge for all things, and they can communicate with Catholics everywhere. This document is really relevant today because it is our guidepost to a more moral media, and it started media education program.